The following audio is from Chapter 1 of a short story called Miranda that is featured on BoxOfficeBoredom.com. New chapters will be released every Saturday on www.BoxOfficeBoredom.com, and the corresponding audiobook version, like the one you are currently listening to right here, debuts every Sunday. Jake returned from work early to find his wife Lauren on the floor crying. She hesitated to tell him but couldn't hold back. She explained to him about Orson, the terrorist plot, and what she had done. She knew the repercussions, but knew that she couldn't keep it from Jake no matter the cost. Jake consoled his wife before going to his computer. The screen looked like nothing had been touched. Jake started looking through some back-channel logs and trackers he kept on his own computer to monitor activity. For years, Lauren thought he was paranoid, but this was the one case where it came in handy. Jake went from concerned to angry in a matter of minutes. If only Lauren had come to him, they could have done something together. But instead, she created a mess that couldn't be undone. Lauren, I need you to listen very carefully. What did they tell you that this program does? Asked Jake as he raised his voice a bit, obviously concerned. They told me it would erase the hard drive and nothing else. If I did, no one would get hurt. They threatened us, Jake. I did it for us. Don't you see that? Cried Lauren. The tears streamed down her face, smearing her makeup. This isn't a program that erases anything, Lauren. It's making my computer a server for something. I can't trace the host computer, but it looks to be making my computer track something, perhaps even control something. What else did they tell you? Well, they said to avoid any last-minute trips to New York and talked about having power and special projects with one of your students, said Lauren with a shortness of breath. Let me get this straight. You meet this Orson. He tells you to sabotage our computer or else he will kill us, and you thought this was a good idea? Screamed Jake. He threatened us with our lives. Don't you get that? I told you because I thought you could do something. Now stop yelling and try to do something, said Lauren, finally raising her tone of voice in response to Jake. Okay, the numbers the program is running, they were steady repeatedly. Then they started changing by increments every minute. The hell could it mean? What is it doing? Said Jake, nervously tapping on the keyboard. Wait, Lauren, the numbers. They're the GPS coordinates, perhaps. What city did they say to stay out of? New York. Jake frantically began using a map program and inputted the numbers into the program. His eyes got wider as he realized those numbers were latitude and longitude coordinates for a harbor right on the edge of New York City. Lauren, this wasn't about erasing a document. This is a GPS program. Our computer is controlling something and taking it somewhere in New York. Can you stop it? I'm trying. Jake continued to tap away at the program. His screen went black. I'm locked out of it, Lauren. I can't do anything. Lauren nearly lost it when the first knock on the door happened. She knew it was Orson's men. She didn't hold up her end of the deal. Now they were coming for her. Jake, we need to move now. That's them. Let's go. They both looked at each other in fear and ran to the back door. They opened the door and ran into the attached garage and got in Jake's car. They both knew it was their only hope was now to go to the authorities. Jake's tires squealed as he revved the engine and drove out of the driveway. He threw the car in drive and punched the gas pedal. The police station was only 6 blocks away. Jake tore straight through the first red light. After all, the worst that could happen is he stopped by the police, whom he wanted to see anyway. Second red light came and went, as did the third. 3 more blocks to go. Don't worry, Lauren. We'll get through this. He reached over and squeezed her hand. Jake Denevue never saw the black SUV come out of nowhere and T-bone his car. The car was hit with such force that it simply crinkled under the sheer force. The airbags popped, but the car was already spinning. The rest of the details became fuzzy to Jake. He remembered fading in and out of consciousness. He remembers 2 men get out of the vehicle and approach the car. As he was fading out, one of the men checked his pulse. He's alive, barely. This guy's as good as dead. Did we take care of the woman? The man asked the other man. She's hurt pretty badly. It's a matter of minutes before she's gone. The 2 men walked away, got in the SUV, and took off. Jake wanted to move his body with all of his might. He couldn't lift a finger. Lauren Denevue sat in the seat next to him with a giant head wound and a large crimson spot growing in size in the side of her sundress. I love you, Jake, was the last thing she said as she took her final gasp of air. Jake tried to scream. He was too weak. He heard sirens approaching in the background, right before everything went black. The following has been a new piece of original fiction produced for www.BoxOfficeBoredom.com. Join us next week for the continuation of our story, text version available on Saturday, audio version available on Sundays at www.BoxOfficeBoredom.com. This audio is a production of the Boredom Broadcast Network and is protected by a 2015 copyright and by BoxOfficeBoredom.com, all rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or any means, including copy, recording, or other electronic or mechanical methods without the prior written permission of the publisher. For permission requests, please visit www.BoxOfficeBoredom.com and contact us through the Contact Us section on the website.